Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Azizah Aminah binti Muhammad Amin, matrix number 1190718. So I'm going to present about the learning diary and the integrated case study. The subject has three lecturers, which is Associate Professor Dr. Rosnia Masruki, Professor Datuk Dr. Mustafa Muhammad Hanifah, and also Associate Professor Islawani Muhammad.
So, from the first case analysis on M&M Berhad, HDL Berhad and Local Authority and Ministry of Housing and Local Government by Associate Professor Dr. Rosnia Masruki, at first I thought it would be kind of hard to solve the case given due to my first time learning the subject. It is because of the case asking on how to take an action if I was in their position. So I must study the case and think from several different perspectives. For example, when one of the issue is when M&M Berhad threatened to sue the government if the government decided to terminate the contract between them. M&M Berhad has the right to sue the government if the problems are caused by the government itself. However, if M&M Berhad were the one who caused the trouble, then they don't have the right to file an action against the government. It might due to their incompetence and irresponsibility in carrying out their work, which result in damage during the construction. So from the case, I can see that we must understand and widen our view in providing any possible solution that takes into account all parties. I need to gather all available information and consider the pros and cons in order to make the right decisions and actions. Secondly, the case study on PN17 companies by Professor Datuk Dr. Mustafa Muhammad Hanifah. This case is something new and fresh to me. The day I got the assignment task regarding the PN17 companies, I did not quite understand actually what does PN17 means. But as I got into the assignment way more deeper, I finally found out on what is PN17 companies and what causing the companies to earn the status. I did a lot of research on Iraka Corporation Berhad, which is the company that our group chose. I thought it would be another normal report that I need to write where I would calculate and analyze their financial ratio in order to measure their financial performance. But once the presentation day comes, it turns out the case is way beyond that. Dr. Mustafa explained to us that the corporate governance framework is one of the main reasons that lead to the sustainability of a company. Professor shows how failure from a corporate governance perspective will affect a company's financial performance rather than a normal way in interpreting financial ratios. So there must be something off with the way certain companies suddenly incurred a huge loss in their profitability, especially in their business, compared to their accomplishments throughout the years. So, I want to say thank you to Dr. Mustafa that I gained a new understanding where I learned that not everything stated on annual report is actually what happened in reality. A lot of large companies in Malaysia face a poor corporate governance that causes financial distrust to the extent it leads to corruption, negligence, fraud, and lack of accountability. So, in my opinion, that I feel companies should apply the elements of Sharia fundamental in their corporate governance system in order to enhance accountability, transparency, and trustworthiness. It encourages and promotes ethical norms of providing justice, honesty, and fairness in every business transaction in regard for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. As stated in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 27, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تخونوا الله والرسول وتخونوا أمانتكم وأنتم تعلمون, which means, O people who believe, do not betray Allah and the Messenger, and also do not misuse the trust that entrusted to you while you know. Lastly, for the case analysis on transfer pricing and tax implications by Associate Professor Islawani Muhammad, actually, I took a lot of time in reading and understanding the case given due to some of its terms which were new to me. But luckily, I started to understand slowly with the help of my teammates, even though the case seems very complex from the first place. The case that occurred in April consisted of many interconnecting elements, especially the tax part related. I learned that Michael, who is the Director of Finance in April, should report to the European Commission regarding the preferential tax treatment that April has been receiving. He should not be affected by his own interests, where he might be fired if he exposed this issue to the public. Moreover, he might have trouble getting a new job due to the bad history of his unethical work if he keeps silent about it. So, from this case, I learned how to maintain independence and objectivity where I need to be able to make decision or judgment in a fair way that is not influenced by any personal belief or feelings. I should not misuse my powers to take advantages or any opportunities, especially when it involves the whole organization. Hassan ibn Ali reported, Rasulullah SAW said, دع ما يريبك إلى ما لا يريبك فإن الصدق طمأنينة وإن الكذب ريبة, which means leave what makes you doubt for what does not make you doubt. Verily, the truth brings peace of mind and falsehood sows doubt. So from this hadith, I learned that no matter what circumstances we are in, we need to always tell the truth, even if it's against our own interest, especially not to betray others or even deceive others. Not only words, Allah commands His servant to be honest with their deeds, both for themselves and also for others. Thank you. That's all from me.